I mean, I think the pressure is always the same in the sense that it's an enormous amount of pressure. I mean, I think anytime we start one of these films, there's an enormous amount of pressure. It's interesting, I would argue that the Toy Story films, or even sequels in general, I'd probably say, the pressure is highest at the very, very, very beginning. It's almost like that first screening is when the pressure is the highest for sequels. Because we have a lot of people at Pixar who are like, really? Another one?
You will watch movies or screening at Pixar like this?
Like this.
Yeah.
And you finish and nobody claps.
And nobody claps. I mean, and you
Oh,
go
right,
in
right.
and they're all like, really, are we doing it? Why are we doing it? How dare you go back in and try to tell another story? And they're the toughest critics, I would say, we have.
That's true.
And then I think for original films, there's a little bit of like, ooh, this is
Right.
fun.
This
A
is
new
new.
movie. You know, but like sequels, you're just like, and I think what's different about that is that sequels are super hard at the beginning from the pressure standpoint, but then the minute the crew starts to come on,
Right.
all of a sudden you're like, oh,
I remember this.
I remember this
Yeah.
because everybody knows these characters and loves these characters. So all of a sudden your kind of pressure gets much less as you kind of continue to make it versus like an original, which is kind of the flip.
Mhm.
Where you're like, initially everybody's like, ooh, yay, a new movie. Then eventually they're like, is it working?
Right,
I don't
right.
know.
Yeah.
It's personal too, like those characters live in these
Yeah.
animators and these, the crew, right? So they really want to make,
Yeah, I think
beautiful
the
place.
trick with sequels are that you have to find something new to talk about. You know,
Yeah.
we design these characters purely just for this one purpose, this one story thread and arc. And then you go to 2 and you're like, okay, whew, well, we got away with that, but oh no, 3, is
Yeah.
there really anything left? And I do wonder, like, with the Toy Story characters, they seem uniquely deep.
Yeah.
They continue to bring up, maybe because they're kind of following our own lives, as young people, and then becoming parents, and then on 3, some like John, the director, John Lasseter's kids were going off to college, so he was living
Right.
what's happening in that movie, and I think all that goes up on the screen in some way.
I think that is unique. I mean, I think that's what makes Toy Story able to kind of continue is that we embrace time. I think that's a big deal. That like these characters
Right. You
are
don't
like
freeze character in time.
we're not
you're
freezing
like-
them. They're going through time with us.
Mm.
Andrew says they're like little vampires.
Yeah.
That these characters like they don't age necessarily. They get some wear and tear, but they don't age.
That's
But
right.
they watch time go by.
The
And
actors do.
The actors do it.
Actors
Yes.
age,
And
it's
we
harder and
age.
harder to get them to
Yes.
yell because Tom Hanks will say like all of his parts are just him yelling all the time.
Yeah, right, right.
When you get old, you're like, I don't want.
Yeah.
Do I have to yell more?
Yeah.
So,
But